number 014. Women, money, and who's actually making the plan?
Hi, I'm Megan Rogers, your co-host of Motion to Spill, here with my favorite co-host, Sarah Young.
Your only co-host, but actually, no, Tim's
I'm
co-host.
a co-host.
Yeah, well, you can't play favorites like that.
I was just really trying to make you uncomfortable with the Sarah Young.
Yeah, we had to get that out of the way, didn't we?
Right off the bat.
All right. So today, in honor of Women's History Month, we're talking about women. And so this isn't really just a fluffy tribute episode. We're getting into things that don't get enough airtime. Women plan for everything and everyone else, but they forget to plan for themselves. So typically women outlive men. Women are more likely to be a surviving spouse facing financial decisions alone for the first time. And currently, women own businesses at record rates and are less likely than their male counterparts to have a succession plan. So we'll get into that in a minute. But of course, I have some questions for you, Megan.
Oh, where would we be without the questions?
All right. So this or that women's edition. Tell me which one you'd like better. And Tim, please chime in.
Okay.
All right. Glass of wine at the end of the day or a really long shower with no interruptions?
Absolutely the really long shower.
Okay. What about a bath with a glass of wine? It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely take that, but that wasn't an option. And I usually get in trouble for making my own options. You're like, excuse me, that's not what I asked you.
She bent the rules. I mean, that's,
I know.
I guess, attorney privilege there.
What about you, Tim?
I'm going with the glass of wine because I hate being wet.
I'm not going to touch that one. Okay. Yeah, that was just
That's
a question.
what she said.
Yeah. I know you have the button.
Yeah, I was going to hit that. So
That's what she said.
yeah.
Okay. Girls' dinner out or full home-cooked meal. And let's be honest, nobody is judging the crackers and cheese. But it's not a full meal, so.
I would definitely go with the girl dinner. I like to be around people. So that would be my choice.
Okay. Tim?
I would go full home cooked meal if I'm cooking it or my son is cooking it.
There you go. We're in the midst of a chef and the father of a chef. So
Yes.
Tim sends us some amazing food porn weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
These amazing dishes that he cooks.
I have to say, the strip with the black cherry gochujang sauce with the saffron, turmeric, couscous, and wild mushrooms, fantastic.
It sounds amazing.
It does sound good.
That sounds really good.
It was so good.
So it depends on my vibe. You know, sometimes I don't want to cook a whole meal because then there are dishes and cleanup. But I do love the comfort of just being at home and cooking a full meal together with your besties.
Yes.
I do love that. But
So you could still have your gathering of people, just not out in a restaurant.
That is true.
yeah.
I see how Sarah's just bending the rules to like suit the answers to give her the best possible answer. And I'm stuck with like A or B.
Well, then you ask some questions.
Okay. So girl boss energy or quiet confidence. And there is a difference.
That's interesting because I think it depends on the situation. I can do both. What do you think?
I'm always going to be girl boss energy because I don't do anything quiet. Like I'm always loud.
Well, obviously I can't do girl boss, but what would you say that I am?
Girl boss.
Girl boss.
Energy, yes. I think majority of the time I'm quiet confidence. What do you think? You know
Yes.
me better
I would agree
than
with
most
that.
people.
Oh,
Okay.
you don't like the attention.
No.
You like ruling from afar. Pretty much.
From my iron throne.
Yeah,
my
but
iron fist.
behind iron doors where the unwashed masses can't get to you.
Well, when you put it like that, I sound like a real beep.
No, not at all. I don't mean it like that. You get things done but you don't have to do it with flair and fanfare.
Yeah.
Whereas I do.
Yes.
Sometimes I like the fanfare. Sometimes I do. I'll admit that.
But as a rule.
As a rule, generally quiet confidence. Yeah. Okay.
Taylor Swift or Beyonce. You have to pick one. This is not a safe space for both.
Can I pick neither?
Yeah. I mean, the lesser of those two evils would be Taylor Swift.
Really?
I hate Beyonce.
Why?
I just do not like her.
Queen Bee. I love Beyonce. I love Queen Bee.
Nope.
Beyonce
She
is
has
amazing.
a nickname for her nickname.
I effing hate her. So I will not buy her music. I will not watch anything with her. I will not have anything to do with her. I do not like her.
Wow. So that is Megan's opinion and Megan's opinion only.
I liked her pre-Jay-Z.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah. I can get with that.
I was okay with her pre-Jay-Z.
Although All the Single Ladies, great song. She has some good stuff here and there.
Yeah, but I mean, it just, and I have nothing against Taylor Swift. I just don't care. I just think that it's
Yeah, I'm never going to spend that money to go to her concert. That's not
Taylor
gonna happen.
Swift, probably not.
Never going to.
No.
My daughter probably would beg me, and maybe she can drag me there. I did go to a Taylor Swift concert when, she was still singing about Tim McGraw and like boy crushes. So that was way back in the day, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because at what point do you say, Taylor, it may be you.
It's you. Hi. You're the
how
problem.
many,
It's you.
How many songs about breakups and how bad you were treated can you write based on real life stories and it not be you? What's the common denominator here? You.
Yep.
Well, yeah. And I mean, we've all had that friend that always has drama wherever they go and everything. And like, at what point do you start to realize you are the drama? The drama is you.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not taking anything away from all the things that may have happened to her. I'm just saying, stop choosing the wrong people over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, she seems to have it down this time, but, I like that they've never fought. But if their combined income and net worth is 1.7 billion
With a B.
Not
and
Beyonce.
she makes up for 1.6 of that. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't fight with her either. I mean,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's a smart man, if nothing else.
mm-hmm.
And, I think a lot of couples, what percentage would you say of the average couple's arguments involve money in some form or fashion?
I mean,
100%.
yeah, most of it all comes down to money, or if they're blended families.
Yeah,
My
thankfully,
kids versus your kids, kind of thing. So those are the main things, or like my family versus your family. I don't know statistics on that, but just listening to other people, that seems to be what people fight about.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I agree.
So
I don't know about 100, but
so I have a
let's do it.
question.
Okay.
Work from home or work from the office?
Office every time.
Okay, I say if you
Office every
if you
time.
say it depends, then you have to explain yourself.
Okay, so I won't say it depends then. I'll just pick one. Office. Definitely office. I love our office vibe. I love our office energy. I do like to be around people, a select few of people.
You like your
I just
people.
can't
Yeah.
focus. I'm too distracted at home. There's
Yeah.
like other things I need to do.
Yeah.
And dear God, if my children would be home.
Well, and dogs. There are dogs, and the dogs, although there are dogs at the office. But yeah, my husband works from home. So there's that. And then I always think, did I start the dishwasher? Or did I change over the clothes from the washer to the dryer? Should I fold that load of laundry real quick? It'll only take me 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would never want to work remote. Absolutely not.
That being said, I've done that in a few different positions and I've done it successfully. It's just not my preference. So
Yeah, I'm not saying I couldn't. I just wouldn't want to.
I have
It's
a
so
home
much easier.
office. I just don't use it. A, I pay a lot of money for this space, and B, I have made it what I want it to be, and my sanctuary is here. So that's this is where I want to be.
There you go. Good answer. Okay, then. Any other fun questions, Megan?
Would you rather never have to explain a legal document again or never have to follow up on a late payment?
Oh, you know my answer to that one. I don't like talking about money.
Yeah, I don't
Ever.
either.
I don't either.
I don't mind explaining legal documents.
Yeah, okay, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Thanks for that softball.
Now, in the spirit of Sarah, let me be clear that when I explain a legal document, it is only what Sarah has told me to say. I would never interpret a document.
Thank you for that clarification there.
Yeah. All right. So would you rather your clients always read the contract before signing or always showed up on time?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Obviously, you always want the clients to read the contract, but I'm okay with a buffer. If they're 5-10 minutes, 20 minutes late, it's okay.
So says Sarah. So let me ask, what is there a danger in reading the contract and not understanding it, as opposed to I hired an attorney for this, let her explain it to me, or him, or whomever?
Well, you should still always read the contract yourself. But is there a danger in reading it and saying, okay, I'm good, let me go ahead and sign without an attorney? Probably.
Oh, yeah. I would not. If I had a document that legal, not just saying, hey, I'm going to buy this thing. Okay, well, here. I'm talking about legal document. And
like production rights.
Well, yeah. So I have really severe ADHD, and I can read through like the first paragraph and go, what the blank ever. I just, Sarah, explain this to me.
Yes.
Because reading it myself is not going to do any good.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of legal terms have meanings that are not necessarily the plain language meaning.
You know my favorite one? Time is of the essence.
Yeah, what
does that mean to you?
Hurry up.
Yeah, but that is not what it means legally. It has very serious consequences, and people like to throw that term in there because they see it in contracts and think like, oh, this will make it sound good. Like, you have no idea what you just did. Sarah, explain time is of the essence.
Because essence means aroma.
Yeah, aura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence, meaning this contract hinges upon things being done right now. So you see that a lot of times in the real estate context. So won't get into that too much today.
But yeah, be real careful when you sign that document. Make sure you talk to Sarah first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Ain't nothing signed until I talk to an attorney. I don't know why I had to say it like that, but
this is a good one for you. Would you rather have 1 week completely off the grid or have your inbox fully caught up when you get back?
I'll have to take probably the inbox, being completely caught up.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
It's a trick question because your inbox will never be caught up.
That's absolutely a trick question.
I have over 30 email addresses. So I get around 1,400 emails a day.
Wow. How much of that is spam?
About 1,300.
That's still a lot of email to cipher through.
Oh, yeah. Mass delete.
All right. So in the vein of Women's History Month, I want to know, Megan, who your favorite woman in history is. Go. No thinking.
The Sarah Young.
No.
That's really hard.
Well, who first comes to mind? Who's the first person that comes to mind?
The Virgin Mary. You asked.
What?
Well,
You might as well say Eve.
Yeah.
I hear we're related somehow.
Yeah, me too.
That's my
Heard it
biatch.
through the grapevine. Okay. Would you like to explain why?
No.
But that's part of it.
Because I don't even know. I do not know. There are like so many people that I admire that are women in history. Like I think like Jackie O is like just an amazing fashion icon, and she just was so classy even when everything was going wrong. And I think Eleanor Roosevelt was also really, really interesting. And Mary Todd Lincoln was pretty awesome until she went crazy. And started stealing stuff out of the White House.
Yeah, but they're supporting women. What about like Joan of Arc or like trailblazers, Elizabeth I?
Susan
You do not
B.
think that
Anthony.
Eleanor Roosevelt did a lot of things?
She did a lot of things. Yeah.
What about
And
Susan
then-
B. Anthony?
If you're going for women's
makes
suffrage,
a good quarter or $50.
$50
No,
or
whole
a
dollar.
whole dollar.
Yeah. Makes a good coin.
well, on that, I'd think that like
Rosa Parks.
Alva Vanderbilt Belton was probably pretty cool too. For women's suffrage. She donated a lot of money.
You know what I heard, Tim? I tell this joke all the time. It's not even funny anymore. I'm sure you've seen the YouTube video, but we need to stop women's suffrage because women have been suffraging for far too long.
Indeed.
I just told that joke today. No one laughed at that either. So
Well, I'm chuckling on the
So I have a
inside.
question. So what amendment gave women the right to vote, Sarah?
19th Amendment.
That's right.
Nailed it.
I was going to answer that.
You know, there's so many good ones. What about like Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
That is who I thought you would say off the bat.
Yeah, I love her. Who's the other one that just died? Sweet grandma looking. Man, I'm drawing a blank.
Sweet grandma looking.
Yes.
Mother
What
Teresa.
about Florence Nightingale or
No,
Betsy Ross?
Supreme Court Justice.
Of course she's going there.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
Yes, that one. Love her. I don't mind an elated Kagan either, but we're not going to go political. Sotomayor is okay. Anyway.
Okay. So, Sarah, would you rather have dinner with Dolly Parton, Michelle Obama, or Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
That is so hard because all three of them are like my favorites for different reasons.
See, if they added Hillary Clinton in there, I would have thought that would have been your absolute like.
I'm not going political right now.
It doesn't have to be political
how is-
to like
You know,
someone.
she's Obama not political.
She's not. She's a like humanities, like a social. She has socially done a lot for people, so it has to be probably Dolly Parton. Number one, because RBG is gone; she is deceased. Although I love. Have you seen the SNL sketch with RBG and the workout video?
No.
Look it up. We'll have to look that up later.
Okay, I will.
It's
I will do
hilarious.
that.
I never understood the word deceased because cease means to stop. And if you're unstopped, then you're still alive, right?
That makes a good point. I'm sure it's probably Latin. I took just enough Latin to know legal terms, so can't answer that one.
Okay.
And then there's pre-deceased, which is died before they unstopped. Anyway, whatever.
My brain hurts.
Dolly Parton is extremely interesting to me because she has built her brand. She literally came from nothing. She's built this massive empire. And I love how like honest and upfront and DGAF she is about her appearance and how much work she's had done.
Yeah. It
Costs a lot of
costs
money.
money to look
Takes a lot
that
of money
cheap.
with this cheap. Another favorite quote: "Higher the hair, the closer to God."
And figure out who you are and do it on purpose. That's
I love
also
that
hers.
one. Very good one. Dolly has almost as many quotables as like Maya Angelou
Yeah.
or Angelo, depending on
Angelou.
how you say it. But
Some of my favorite sayings come from her.
like what?
I'll believe you when you show me who you are the first time.
Mm-hmm. And some of her stuff is just so beautiful. Like I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. I love that one. Anyway, okay. Well, who would you rather have dinner with? Dolly Parton, Maya Angelou, Michelle Obama, or the notorious RBG?
Is that the only choices?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I got.
Can you think of any other better options other than the?
Sarah Young.
I'm pretty happy with that one.
You'd love to have dinner with me, wouldn't you?
I would.
Thank you, Tim. She's
I
like, I
got
prefer not to answer.
You asked me a hard question. I'm thinking.
It's a very hard question.
I don't know. I guess I'll go with Dolly.
Okay, well, you're very like short. Like, give me some explanation here.
I think that what she's done humanitarily is pretty cool.
And the Imagination Library.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Dollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome.
Never been there.
Me neither.
Me either.
Trying to plan a trip last minute for my daughter for spring break, and that was on my short list, but she doesn't know about it yet, so shh.
All right. We won't put it on the podcast or anything.
I was trying. Well, no, because every time we listen, she's like, "Mommy, can you skip to the part where you talk about me?" So here you go, baby girl. This is your part. Hi, Sloan. And then if you don't say hi to her, Tim, she gets upset.
Hi, Sloan.
That's right.
The Sloan Young.
There you go.
Now
She'll be
she'll be
happy now.
happy.
She'll be a happy girl. Like that one episode we were listening to, and I thought it was a hilarious episode. And we were saying, I think we were talking about like little attitude issues we're having with her, but she was just tickled to death. She didn't care one bit about the negative things. All she cared about was that she was mentioned in the podcast. She's so funny.
She
right.
is. I love that kid.
Okay. Fictional women who actually got it right. A character who made you think differently. Could be a TV lawyer, a movie character, a book heroine. Anything goes.
Hermione Granger.
I'm not familiar with that one.
You never heard of
Harry Potter?
She's a main character in Harry Potter.
I've never read Harry Potter, any of them.
Have you
Wasn't
seen?
allowed.
Wasn't allowed.
It's sorcery and witchcraft.
How old are you?
You don't ask a woman that. Next, you're going to ask my weight.
Oh no, no.
No, I'm in my 40s.
Well,
I
they
think I
didn't.
mentioned
The
it
first
last
one
time.
came out in 2000, so
You were in high school.
I was in high school, yes. Anyway, so I guess I would have been allowed to watch the movies. I've watched bits and pieces, but without reading the books, I just couldn't get into the movies. But anyway,
You got to watch them back to back to back to back to back.
Yep.
marathon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been wanting to start reading the books with Sloan because she's at that age.
May I suggest for that the Audible cast editions of the audiobooks?
Really?
It's acted out. Every character has a character. Hugh Laurie, House,
Yeah.
is Dumbledore, the old wizard.
Okay. That sounds amazing because we love to do that.
I've been reading or listening to them.
So during the Snowpocalypse 2026,
Snow, my God.
that one, part of her homework was that we had to read a book or at least read along with this YouTube lady that was reading it. And it was the most god awful book ever about rats. And They killed people. I don't know. She's in third grade. What kind of garbage is that? I don't know, but whatever. Can't even blame it on the public school system because she's in private school. But she was all into it, and she loved the dramatic reading. So when I read stuff to her, I, get my dramatic reading on, and she's not impressed. But I think she would really like that. So I definitely, maybe we'll check out the book. And is it like a word for word reading?
It is.
Okay.
And there's a narrator, and then every character is acted by an actor.
Like the actors from the movie? Like Daniel Radcliffe?
Nope.
Cliff?
These are all new cast.
Okay.
But trust me, it's worth it.
I
listened to, this was an 11-hour audiobook that I listened to in 24 hours.
Wow. That good.
It was fantastic. I love Harry Potter, though.
So I have no knowledge of like the whole realm. Like I was more like Chronicles of Narnia was more my thing. But
those are good too. Didn't read the books, but the movies were good.
Well, they didn't make movies of all the books, but we did it wrong because with Chronicles of Narnia, you need to start with the second book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because the first book is a little bit terrifying. And we started reading it when she was about 5, and that was way too soon. We're talking about the White Witch, and that woman is scary as hell. Mm-hmm. She is terrifying. Even in the book, someone's like, "Mommy, I'm scared." I was like, "Yeah, me too, actually. Let's pull those covers up." So, Harry Potter, though, we need to start that.
Indeed.
All right.
And so far today, actually, yesterday, the Order of the Phoenix released. So they're releasing them in every month. In order. So the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, and now Order of the Phoenix are out. So.
These are Harry Potter books?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, I don't recognize that from the Chronicles of Narnia series.
No.
I mean, it's been a while. Okay.
Yes,
all right, so,
I just nerded out a little bit. So
all right. So do you have a different answer?
No, I don't. I can't think of any fictional woman who got it right and made me think differently. Like that just
Kitty Foreman.
So one of the suggestions when I was doing a little research.
Sorry, that was my Kitty Foreman impression.
Well, we know you love her.
Oh, I do.
Did you guys ever watch The Good Wife?
No,
with Julianne Margulies, I think.
Yeah, no, that is the right actress, but no, I never watched it.
I love that show. I love like most things about that show. I think it's very like raw and sort of realistic. It's very interesting. I liked it, but I'm not saying she got it right. I'm just saying it did make me think differently about family dynamics and politics and the interplay with work and like what I do and things like that. And it's just very interesting. I won't really go into that. Okay. This is a good one. And I think I absolutely know which one I'm going to say. And what most women would probably say. A woman in your real life, not famous, who shaped how you think about work or money.
Yeah, this is not going to be popular in my family, but honestly, the dynamics of difference between my mom and my stepmom. Because, my mom was always the, stay at home, raise a family, do all the things. And my stepmom always had a career. And, built a business and, had only one child. And so, and then seeing how lives played out and all of those things, that definitely shaped things.
There are certainly time and place and opportunities for both. And I absolutely respect any woman who voluntarily stays at home to child rear and do all the things that stay-at-home moms do, which is a lot.
Yeah, and I did both. So I've done both.
So you're saying both of them, you're not picking one?
I'm saying both of them. They both definitely shaped things.
In different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think that you have managed to strike the perfect balance between being a career driven, ambitious as hell woman and being present and there for your kids. You're an amazing mother.
It is a struggle every day, but I try.
Well, it's a thankless job, as they say.
Very true.
And, looking back, I never really fully appreciated what my mother did for me until I had my own. In fact, Jamie Sims said something to me. Let's see. I worked at the hospital over a decade ago, and she said this to me, and it stuck. It was, you'll never fully understand the love that your mother had for you until you are a mother yourself. And that is absolutely true. Like, I never understood the sacrifice. I never understood the depth to which my mother loved me until I had my own child. It's incredible. I mean, it's like nothing else.
Same thing with fathers too.
Yeah. Make me cry.
How about you, Tim?
It'd have to be my mom. It's my only reference point for work and money. I mean, Stephanie, my wife, is a workaholic. It's not so much she's a workaholic, she's a completionist. So she can't stop until everything's done. And her list is like several days long. So she just can't stop, which means she gets home sometime because she still has to take care of her mom at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then get up at 7 and go do it all again. So
she's definitely in the sandwich generation right now.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
That's tough.
And caring for your almost 85-year-old mother is like raising a 8-year-old.
Yeah, arguably even harder because of all the emotion and stuff of
And
taking care of my parent.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
And because the mother, kids don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
The older generation certainly knows, and they're not afraid to tell you, but also be defiant of what's best for them and helpful.
And one thing about the older generation, the greatest generation, as they're now called, is that they do not like to let go of information about themselves, whether it be, hey, Grammy, tell me a story about you and Grandpa. And she's like, well, those are my stories and I want to keep them. I'll never forget that when you said that to your grandmother. Or, my grandmother, who does not want to share anything about her medical history and things like that, which is totally her prerogative, but getting down to letting the kids help them. Okay, Mom, where do you bank? Well, why do you want to know? Okay, Mom, I really need to be your power of attorney so that I can help you with some of these things. I'm perfectly fine. I can take care of it myself. And yes, they can, but
Until they can't.
Yeah, until they can't. So
how about you, Sarah?
How about me?
A woman in your real life, not famous, who shaped how you think about work or money.
Oh, I thought I already covered this. My mom. For sure, my mom.
Excuse me.
Tell Mama Judy that question made you gag. My response.
Oh my God. I coughed. I didn't gag. Jeez.
So
don't you stick big booty Judy on me.
Hey, don't you call her that to her face? Anyway, my mom's amazing. She's always been a working woman. She's always taken care of all the things. She was like the team mom when I played traveling soccer. At every game, worked long hours, would bring work home, always had a side hustle, and just amazing. Super mom. She's not perfect. No one is, but definitely shaped me and who I am. So, okay, finish the sentence. The most powerful thing a woman can do is blank.
Persevere.
I thought you were going to answer your own question.
It's a question I posed to you.
I object.
It was so funny. Right before I came here, I was at a networking event and I had to leave early. And I felt really bad because people were doing shout outs to the law office. And so I was like, I'm so sorry. But I have to go. Sarah and I are recording our podcast. And Deidre Miller was like, oh, are you doing it at the Broyhill? And I was like, no, Tim Beeman. And she was like, oh, I love him. And
she does.
And I was like,
everybody loves you, Tim.
And I was like, yeah, it's so fun. And then everybody's like, well, what's the name of it? Because I hadn't talked about it at this particular networking group. And I said, it's Motion to Spill. And then a person, I'm not even going to say gender, looked over and said, oh, you're a lawyer. I get it. Motion to spill.
Like motion.
Yeah, I'm making a motion. And I was laughing so hard, I tried to walk out a locked door, and it was bad and very embarrassing to walk face first into a door. But I couldn't stop laughing at this person being like, I get it now.
So that was a great diversion. You didn't answer the question. The most powerful thing a woman can do is blank.
I stick by my
I'll go. You want me to go first?
Save for retirement.
That's
don't
an answer.
Don't bank on a significant other.
Oh, absolutely. Never do that. Never bank on an inheritance. Never bank on anything but yourself, for sure.
Absolutely.
As nothing is guaranteed.
Right. I was going to say the most powerful thing a woman can do is stand on business. I'm not even fully aware of what that means, but
leave no crumbs.
The essence of it.
Yeah. What it means to me is you not necessarily stand your ground and don't back down. Absolutely not. But know when to hold them, know when to fold them,
know when to walk away,
and know when to run.
You never count your money
when you're sitting at the table.
There'll be time enough for counting
when the dealing's done.
Right on.
Okay. Now that we got that all the way. Mm-hmm. No, seriously though, I think the most powerful thing a woman can do is know when to stand your ground, know when to make your point, know how to make it in such a way that people listen. You don't have to use all the words. You don't always have to even explain yourself. You can just drop a little nugget and walk away. Sometimes less is more. And sometimes when you are ready to finally say something and you say it, drop that mic and walk away. You got to know when to stop talking. And so I think
very few people know that.
Right. And I'm like digressing a little bit, but the most powerful thing I think a woman can do is make her point, make sure she's heard, and not feel the need to explain herself or over-explain herself. Because it's okay. You can have an opinion. You can say your opinion, and you don't have to justify yourself. What do you think?
Yeah, I hate that living in the South, the amount of women that look at their husband before they answer.
Or they say something and then immediately start backpedaling. Well, but I don't really mean that, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
say what you mean what you say.
Exactly. What's the Little Prince quote? Say what you mean and don't mind, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Something like that.
Mm.
You know quote I'm talking about, The Little Prince?
Yes.
It's one of my favorite books of all time.
No clue what you're talking about.
I'll bring it to you.
Okay.
He's like, sure, thanks.
I narrate it for the slow young.
There we go.
Okay, so that's a perfect setup for today. Because what is one of the most powerful things a woman can do? I'm really getting tongue-tied here. Have a plan and a backup plan. Wow,
okay.
I just snorted into the mic. Sorry.
So in all seriousness, it's Women's History Month, and we wanted to do an episode that actually means something. Not just a list of impressive women, although there are many, more of a conversation.
Because what we see every day in the office is women who have planned beautifully for everyone around them and left themselves out. Their kids are covered, their husband is covered, their business partners are covered, and their own documents are out of date or missing, or they keep saying they'll deal with it later. Today, we're talking about that. So, did you know, Megan and Tim, that women outlive men by an average of 5 to 6 years? So they're typically, statistically, more likely to be the surviving spouse navigating an estate alone.
And we see that all the time at work.
Women-owned businesses are one of the fastest growing segments in the economy. As we already mentioned in the open, that women business owners are less likely than their male counterparts to have succession plans, and the most likely to be financially unprepared, and the one who spent decades taking care of everybody else. That is not a coincidence. So
I mean, we see this, right? Women come in and they have no idea what their husband's accounts even are. And it's not because they weren't paying attention, but because typically their husband told them not to worry about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a generational thing.
Yeah, we see that so much, and it is so sad to see them just floundering because they don't even know what they have, what they don't have, where things are, how were things, even down to where or when the bills were paid.
It goes the other way too, though, because women who have built something real, a business, a practice, a firm, and have never formalized what happens to it. They've done everything right. They're on top of all the things with their business, but they've left out the most important part, and they've left it undone. And that is, what happens when you die. So, Megan, what we actually see, let's talk about that. So women come in after a spouse dies, no idea what assets exist, not because they were careless, but because he handled that.
Yeah, it makes my head hurt a little bit because I just don't understand how that happens or how you would let that happen. But it's very common. Well, and
they're a generational thing for the most part. I think we were just talking about this. I was talking about this with my husband last night. I presented recently in front of a group of professional home builders. And the room, for the most part, was middle or over middle age, mostly white men. And here I am, a woman, presenting in front of these men that are business owners. I mean, there were 3 other women in the room. 2 of them were administrative.
Yes.
Plus you, plus me.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was the wife of the owner of the business. And all these men in their 50s and 60s, are asking me questions about things. 30 years ago, that never would have happened. I never would have even had that platform or opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So, thank God things are changing. And I'm trying to fully embrace it. But, it was a product of society and societal norms. And I'm glad that is changing. But we do see it. We still see it. So even, you have women listed as beneficiaries, or women who have their spouses listed as beneficiaries on an account that they never updated after their divorce. So the ex gets the money. I mean,
we've seen this.
It happens. Women who build something significant, a business, a practice, a real estate portfolio, but never put a plan in place for what happens to it next. And then they die, or they become disabled, or they're incapacitated in some way. It's alarming.
Well, the emotional weight of cleaning up someone else's mess versus the gift of a plan that's already done, they're both things that we see. And, just one's way worse than the other. But it's very fulfilling when we have someone that's come in and they've handled the plan and they've done all the things. And I can think of a client that we just did this for. And thankfully, they had everything in place because right after the husband died, the wife's dementia ramped up.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievably. And But they already had the plan in place, and handling his estate was one form, very simple, easy. But, we also see the people that never handled anything, and then their kids bring stuff to us, and they're literally like, I don't even know where they banked. I don't even know where to go look because I have no idea. I don't know where anything is. And a lot of times they don't even live in the state, so it's even harder for them. It's not like they could just pop over next door. They live in a whole other state, sometimes the other side of the country. And it's really sad.
Yeah. So let's take the women business owners angle. So you built something, protect it, right? So Megan, what does the solid plan look like for a female business owner? It's not just one document. It's a stack, right? So
yeah, absolutely. You're definitely going to want to see them have obviously a will. Mm-hmm. If they have a business, more than likely a trust is a better option than moving everything through the will. Mm-hmm. I mean, you still need a will with the trust. And you want to see them have a durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will.
If they own a business, you want to see an operating agreement for that business with a succession clause, a buy-sell agreement if there are partners in the business, even if they're family members, because we see that all the time too.
Yeah, because it's all fine until they get in an argument.
Yeah. Key person life insurance. And, we already talked about trust structures. If there are real assets of value. So women who own businesses tend to undervalue what they built for planning purposes. Business itself is an asset and it deserves its own plan. So, we see this all the time.
They're so worried about creating the logo, the tagline, the website,
the Etsy store.
Mm-hmm. But never think about the actual legalities of it.
Right. So at a minimum, a current operating agreement. I feel like a broken record here. We've been talking about this a lot lately, but an operating agreement that addresses what happens when you die, along with a will that coordinates with it, and the person that you trust to step in knowing what their role will be. That's the floor, not the ceiling. Most people don't even have the floor, but that's where you start.
So is that the version for someone who was just starting, let's say, an LLC a year ago?
Yeah, that's the minimum. So that's the floor. And you go from there. And like we talked about before, as you build, as your business increases and gets more prosperous, your plan should get more robust too. It should grow with you. So revisit that every year, every 2 years. So, empowering women, since this is the women's episode.
Yes.
It's not just the big dramatic moments. It's knowing where your documents are. It's having your name on your own accounts.
Dear Lord. Not just a debit card.
Yeah, we have...
Or your allowance every week to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, it's having a conversation with your partner about what you each want, not what's convenient. And get your partner in there and to see an attorney so that they have their plan. And it's not just yours. When you are legally linked to someone through marriage, you both need a plan. Because as we've discussed ad nauseum, it does not automatically go to the surviving spouse. So.
No, and the other thing is, that may not be what you want, and your plans might not match.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's totally okay. And we see it a lot especially with blended families.
Yeah. And
that is totally okay. Your plan doesn't have to match your husband's plan and vice versa, or your partner's plan.
And I think what bothers me about it is knowing your stuff isn't unromantic or not being trusting or those types of things. It's just being responsible. And that's what I think people miss. We say it all the time. The most loving thing you can do for the people that you love is having a plan with what you leave behind so that your wishes are clear and they're not left to argue with each other or figure it out.
Right. So, I don't want to harp on this too much. So here are the top 3 things I can say. know where your documents are. And if you don't have current documents, so if your plan is 22 years old, let's go to an attorney and update that. If you're in North Carolina, I'd love to be the one to help you with that. But if not, contact a licensed attorney. Don't let your financial advisor or your insurance agent do it. Let
Dear
them.
God, please no.
Yeah, we've seen some of those horror stories, but go to a licensed attorney who practices in estate planning and let them look at your estate plan and help you craft one. That's an action item for today, not someday.
Can I also say, as a bonus to that, just like every doctor doesn't do everything, every attorney doesn't practice every area of law. If I got charged with capital murder, I am not going to call Sarah and be like, hey, would you represent me? Because she's an attorney and technically she can, right? She's licensed, but that's not what she does.
No.
So,
and I would say, no, no, thank you.
Right. But not every attorney knows how to draft a trust correctly. And, you know, we work with some great referral partners. And, you know, if you know, we have somebody that contacts us about family law matters or criminal law matters or traffic matters, you know, we know who we send them to because that's what they do and they're the best at it.
Right.
So make sure that you don't just call any attorney, see what they actually practice. What do they actually do? And I would even argue that you don't just want someone who does estate planning. You want someone who also does estate administration, because if you don't see what happens the way you write that will, because I see a lot of wills drawn up by family law attorneys, and that's not what they do. They'd be great for your equitable distribution, but they don't know how to write a trust. So,
and some do. We're not throwing everybody under the bus.
That's why I said you need to look into what do they practice? What do they do?
Yeah, but like me, you don't want me writing your child custody agreement. You don't want me representing you in a criminal matter. So just think about that. That's everybody has their thing and their niche. And please, if you own a business, your operating agreement needs a succession clause. One paragraph can protect everything you've built. So have the conversation with your partner, your family, whoever needs to know what you want. The conversation is uncomfortable for about 10 minutes, but it's more than just a conversation if you don't have documents. A wish, a thought, a hope, and a prayer. It's great. It's great to have that conversation, but make sure you have the documents to back it up.
So if this episode made you think of someone, a mom, a sister, a friend who keeps saying she needs to do this, send it to her. It might be the most useful thing you do today. Because if you really love your family, have a plan.
So think about this. Dolly Parton, our friend Dolly, didn't build an empire by accident. She planned it. So let's harness our inner Dolly and be a little more like Dolly. Get a plan in place. Thanks. Quick reminder, while I am a lawyer, I may not be your lawyer. This podcast is designed to educate and entertain, not to provide legal advice for your personal situation. Every legal issue is unique, and good legal advice requires knowing all the specifics of your case, which I don't have from a podcast. If you need legal help with a legal matter, please consult with a qualified attorney in your jurisdiction who can give you personalized guidance. Thanks for listening, and remember, no attorney-client relationship is created by tuning in.
This is Motion to Spill. All rights are reserved. So this podcast is ours, not yours. We made it, we own it, and we copyrighted it. So don't steal our stuff, don't copy it, share it commercially, or don't try to pass it off as your own genius. If you want to use our content for something, just ask us, like a normal person. We might say yes, and we might say no, but at least you won't be breaking the law. Seriously though, unauthorized use of this content can get you in legal trouble, and no one wants that kind of drama. And I mean, come on, she's an attorney. Don't mess with her.